Hello and welcome to No Outside Food Allowed, aka The Nofa Show. We're here to talk movies, break down trailers, game videos, and discuss all the nerdy stuff. Today we'll give you our review of Spielberg's new epic, Ready Player One, plus what we thought of Pacific Rim 2. IGN put out their list of top 100 video games of all time, so we're going to discuss what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, what they got wrong, what they got right, and lastly we're going to close with another quiz from Sam.
It'll be interesting.
We'll see. I'm Adam, and today I'll be the King Arthur of this round table discussion.
Shit.
My fellow knights here, Sam Lim,
Sir Lancelot?
Yeah.
Chris Felix,
Who's the one who fought the knight? The Green Knight.
The Black Knight?
No. I'll come back to me. I'll figure it out.
I'll be Guinevere.
I love your beard, Guinevere.
Eddie McGuinevere,
Wait, before he takes it,
Yes.
I'll be Merlin. Screw it. Sorry. guys.
and Chris Gagne.
I guess Galahad or I don't know.
Galahad?
Yeah,
Sir Galahad.
Sir Galahad.
I was one of those guys. Yeah. I know what I was
Percy,
talking about.
Percival.
Percival, yeah. See, I was gonna say
Ooh.
somebody might went there because of Ready Player One, but nobody did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's too
what's up,
obvious.
guys? What have you been doing this week?
Writing music.
Working out.
Oh, some
tuned.
music. Ah,
Working on it. Finally getting an intro. That way you can stop listening to us ramble about nonsense. But yeah, coming
Well,
soon.
From what we heard, it's amazing.
Don't
well,
hype it up too much.
I'm
You know what
saying,
that does to
I
people.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I
Okay, I'm
understand.
sorry.
in certain
I'm sorry.
movies.
Yeah.
It was crap. It was crap. There, you
Thank
happy?
you. Please tell. Yeah, set the bar real low. I understand I'm not that great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walk in with a BVS
Yeah.
mentality.
It's a one-man band.
Yeah. See, funny thing about that, you think I'm good, but I'm not. That's the thing. I just look cool.
Coming
That's,
soon.
that's the
You're
thing.
being too hard on yourself, bro. You're being too hard on yourself.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's a secret.
You
That's,
can't say that.
no, dude, that's the secret to being a musician. The lower you carry your guitar, the cooler you look.
Ah,
Yeah, notice like some musicians that carry the guitar up really high, they're usually shredding pretty good. So it doesn't look cool, but they play pretty damn awesome.
there's like a
I just-
sliding scale between
Yeah,
the
really
length of
low.
your guitar strap.
Usually a mid 2000s, like new metal kind of like
Yep.
power punk band or some shit like that. That they carry it down to their knees. Yeah, not that
The
great.
bass player
musicians.
that only has to play like 2 chords.
he plays like his low E and that's it.
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I want to be like the guy from Death Clock. I just want to learn how to play bass so I can play it with my dick.
Murder bass.
Is that a random anime thing?
It's a
No, it
cartoon on
actually
Adult
happens.
Swim.
You've
Hey.
never seen Metalocalypse?
Oh,
He lit-
I missed what you said.
They see him pull down his you see him unzip and he's just like clink 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 clink. 'Cause he just- it's terrible, but awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm shocked at why that didn't stay on the air.
I love that shit. This album is for the fish.
Too much metal.
There's never too much metal. Never.
It's so ridiculous. I love it.
By the way, Eddie, awesome drawing that you're working on.
Oh, yes.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, hopefully I'll finish it.
Oh,
Maybe post it on the internet.
what you drawing?
Oh, yeah, see, bro,
Haven't
it's
seen it
good.
I think it's of our group.
It's it's like a parody of the
Attack on
Attack on
Titan.
Titan thing.
I wonder who's a Titan.
Giant kaiju Sam.
That's great.
It's like attacking the debate table.
So if we go to the Level Up Expo, should I just wear a shirt that says Kaiju? Is that what you want me to do?
Yes,
I don't see
we're
why
all
not.
gonna dress up like the guys.
The guy from the
Just
show.
wear a
Attack
big
on Titan.
skin suit.
And then
We
we
just
just-
wear a
wait.
big like
We'll just get the
naked skin
cloak.
suit.
Right? It'll be like $40.
But Nate's gonna be Naruto, right? He'll be Naruto.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll carry Naruto. So like, he's being attacked by a kaiju.
Or he's just standing on the shoulder of the Titan, right?
Oh yeah, we can put him in a little suit and do to him. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Strap him to your back. Maybe he's like attacking you or something. There you go.
Team cosplay, Nathan. Team cosplay.
Anyway. Looks like you're about to cry over there.
Good segue, Adam.
So how many of us have seen Ready Player One?
Not it.
Not I.
So 3 out of the
have.
5. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's the same
Seems
amount
to
for
be
Pacific
what
Rim
we're
2.
averaging, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I haven't
cool.
seen anything
No,
like
guys,
it. I'm
it's
lame.
understandable.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
I had to slip it in before the podcast today.
That's what she
because-
said.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn it, I was gonna get there. Props.
There it is.
Yeah, because I work nights now, and it's tough to get into these movies. So
Well, not only that, but you work nights, you only get 1 day off, not 2.
that's right, which I spend with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Aw. But
You're the
anyway,
best.
so Gagne, what'd you think of Ready Player One? Let's start there.
I felt like I was 6 years old again. I mean, all the classic 80s pop culture references that you could handle. I know some 90s ones too, but let's be honest. I mean, Spielberg was kind of playing on like, hey, remember me? I've been making films since you were.
Yeah, you remember all these movies I made?
Remember everything that I did that made you happy? Like, here it all is in one, 2-hour
Giant
movie.
highlight.
And
Like, look how awesome I am.
I mean, it just was fantastic. I had no problem with it. I loved every moment of it. 9 out of 10 for me. And I mean, maybe they just tugged on the heartstrings a lot, and that's what made me love it. But I'm definitely going to do a second viewing to see if that wears off and you dig into the story a little bit more. But loved it. I had a good time.
Sure. Sam actually saw it with me for the second time today. What did you think of the second viewing, Sam? Better or worse?
Oh, put me in a tight spot right off the bat. It's good. It's okay. Just for all the listeners out there, I really enjoyed nostalgia. I really enjoyed everything he did. But for the second go around, I had to drop the score down to like a 6.5. Originally was a 7.5 for me. But I dropped to a
really
6.5 because sorry
The
guys.
looks on their faces.
No. I'm just from
Okay.
expectations from hearing what other people are saying.
Yeah, because like the second go around, the jokes didn't live up too well, and I'm trying to figure out watching this like, is it the writing or the acting? And also, it might be because I didn't enjoy the lead actor too much because he's a crappy Cyclops to me and always will be.
Yeah,
So
with you on that.
that's my fault there. But I mean, I really did try to enjoy it the second time around. I enjoyed all the Easter eggs, all the characters. Can I spoil it?
I kind of still want to see it.
Okay, I won't. There's a lot of characters that show up, and it got me hook, line, and sinker. I was like, oh man, can't believe they show this character. Then I'm like, oh man, where'd their storyline go?
Right.
Okay.
So that's a lot of people's problems with like Big Bang Theory. They'll just, here's a reference, and you're like,
Does it
Okay.
mean anything? Yeah,
I mean-
like, you're just throwing in the name.
Yeah,
for
cool. We all remember that thing, but what is the purpose of it in this particular moment or whatever?
Like, I get what they're going for, and I feel that Spielberg magic.
Mm-hmm.
But the second go around, it was like, man, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I did the first time, which is kind of weird. Cause I'm telling that I'm like, I'm trying to not compare it to, but like other movies that I watch multiple times I still enjoy, from things like Super Trooper to say like Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, or even Deadpool. Like I've watched multiple times and I still
And
laugh
the
at the
jokes
same
don't.
jokes.
Yeah,
the
they get stale. They don't.
the
get
jokes
stale,
don't
I'm
fade.
sorry.
They don't fade away. They're still funny, and I'm still in the moment enjoying it. But with this one, it was kind of weird. I was like, man, am I jaded? Like, is it my fault for not enjoying it? Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. That's my main issue.
Maybe what we were talking about pre-shows, the rose-colored glasses came off a little bit. The nostalgia, kind of faded a little bit. You got to see the movie for more of what it was, and maybe it was a little light. And I thought it was a little light, so I gave it a 7. I thought it was a good, solid movie. But I got out of it a little disappointed. Kind of the same feeling I felt with Valerian. in the City of a Thousand Planets. Right, pretty movie, but just never really got anywhere.
It was heavy visual. It was heavy
visuals.
CGI.
Like Gagne said, heavy nostalgia and very cool Spielbergian moments.
Oh, definitely.
Some characters they were very surprised to see that you weren't expecting that they would be able to license or anything like that. Had some very cool moments, yeah. But
what about your
predictable.
feeling about the villain?
Oh gosh, it's kind of a slight spoiler. In the virtual reality world, the villain was kind of buff, and he looked a little bit like Superman because he had the Superman S curl on his head,
The chiseled jaw.
and I was like, how are you gonna put the S curl on the bad guy? I didn't like that. It was kind of just a little peeve for me. But
Did any of you guys read the book?
no, I haven't. It's actually on my shelf though. I actually got it with a loot crate, probably like 2 years ago.
I heard that came in a crate.
Yeah.
The movie
and,
definitely left out D&D.
Yeah, it was.
They left out a lot of elements from Dungeons and Dragon, and they also
I've never
changed the element for the second key for the movie. So it's a little bummer part.
Well, that's one of those things that, I mean, Dungeons and Dragons was popular like when I was really young. So, I mean, for now, like people weren't going to get that reference. Like you could throw that in there and like you wouldn't get that.
they had a bunch of like Breakfast Club references and stuff like that too. Like,
Also, D&D in the last like 8 years has had a resurgence in popularity due to a show called Critical Role, where a bunch of voice actors are playing. So like people from video games are all playing D&D on Twitch, and it's like
well, Stranger Things also has made it popular again. But I feel like, would people really know? Like, would it just not be a dragon? Would it not be like? Would you actually recognize the characters?
Then maybe it wasn't a property of Spielberg, so he didn't want to highlight it as much.
Also true.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it could be a copyright issue.
only gripe with the characters that I did see was they used that newer version of the Ninja Turtles. I was pissed. I was like, that's the Michael Bay turtle. No,
that's so
really?
true.
That's disappointing.
They had a bunch of kids and they were fighting and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's funny. And then they jump into the VR world and it's the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles. I was like, what? No.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
no, it was,
So,
I could see the nostalgia wearing off on the second round.
Right.
I could see that. I think that I'm actually interested to see how the 3D turned out, and I might check it out that way just to see. My theater
There you
was
go.
not showing very many regular screen showtimes, so I felt like they were really trying to force the hand there and make you watch it in 3D.
Oh man, that's so lame. I hate when theaters do that. Try to make you do the 3D movies.
Yeah, I had two options. I had one matinee and then the last show of the evening, and I was like, wow, this is okay. You really want me to go watch this in IMAX or 3D? So I found a way not to.
Some bitch.
Yeah.
so is this more than just like a highlight montage of like Steven Spielberg's like greatest hits? Because so far, I mean, I want to see it, but all I see is just like a lot of callbacks.
Do
and
you want my
cameos.
honesty?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Okay, my honesty to you, second go around, it felt like just a highlight wheel.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, is there like what's the story here? Like, because as far as I've seen it, it's just people going into the Oasis and then just reliving.
You remember the
fantasies.
movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't you hear that in the trailer? That's the whole like
I-
point of
I've
it.
only
thing
seen it
was
like once or twice.
the-
Like, I'm trying to
the
like
creator
watch,
of the
stop
game
watching it
died,
successfully.
and he put an Easter egg into the game.
yeah,
and if you find
it's on
it,
a big
if you
treasure
unlock
hunt.
the 3 keys to this Easter egg, you
Win
basically-
everything.
Yeah,
Right.
you get control.
Well,
of
what I mean
the
is like
game.
I know. Well, right. I remember what that part
That's
of
the
the story
basic
is.
plot,
I'm just
anyway.
saying, is it more? Is it like deep enough, or is it more than just a bunch of just
Well,
visual stimulation?
it seems
as far
weird
as
because
cameos?
I think at the beginning of the movie it has this cool feel to it, and then you want to dive into the game and what happened with the game, and then as soon as he meets the girl, it kind of changes to forget about the game. Now I have to save the girl, and it just kind of shifts away from what I thought the initial movie was going to be about.
To be fair, he got booty blind.
A little bit.
Jesus.
Happens the best. of
Really?
us.
I crossed the line with that.
I didn't say you crossed the line. It just made me laugh that you
First time you've ever heard
that you
that on
said
the
it.
show.
Yeah, on,
I know, right?
on recording.
I would say because we've crossed the line multiple times before here.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
what, Eddie? Huh?
What? Me?
Cough,
I don't
cough,
think
Eddie.
so. I'm like a gentleman on this thing.
That's why Eddie's not part of the human resource.
I would say Flex, watch the movie and decide for yourself, because I think that Sam's a little skewed. Like the story is not complex. It's not like it's some puzzle for you to figure out. The story is simple. It's the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
concept.
Like, here's some hidden stuff. If you find it, you're going to inherit, the Oasis,
grand prize.
the grand prize. And so,
And here's the guys that are evil that want to do the opposite.
right.
Yeah,
and
like, totally, like,
it's a
I could
ragtag
easily be
group
wrong.
of kids. It's supposed to be an adventure movie. It's not going to have, the Goonies isn't some crazy out there story, but people love it because it's, about kids on an
About the
adventure,
kids.
and
Yeah.
it's larger than life. And so that's what this is. And I think that for as simple as it was well done, and it may not hold up in rewatchability, but as far as like first time around, it was a lot of fun. And it's not just look at these pretty shiny things that you remember. Like, there's a lot of that. And I think you could actually make an argument that you could rewatch it looking for more stuff that you didn't see the first time around. So
See, that's kind of what I'm looking at it as. Like, I feel like it has rewatchability as far as like wanting to go back and find every single Easter egg. Because from what I hear, this thing is just loaded with them. Like, there's
Oh, it's definitely
many,
loaded, but-
little things in there.
But all those Easter eggs don't really push the plot.
I wouldn't call them Easter eggs. I would call them cameos.
right,
There's
a
no
lot of
real
cameos.
reason for them other than to flash them on the screen.
And then
Yeah,
people
'cause, I
want to
mean-
use them. That's the part of the game. Like, they get to be whatever they want
They
to
get
be.
to
And
be-
like, okay, you love G.I. Joe, you're fucking Cobra Commander. Great.
Yeah.
Like,
Makes
awesome.
Yeah,
sense.
but he was never in there.
I know.
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
throwing. I'm
Here's
trying
an
not to
example.
spoil all the
Yeah.
references.
Yeah,
that
it
are
throwing a
makes sense.
reference.
Yeah,
I could
I
say-
totally get what you're saying.
So
It makes sense
Harley
from a
Quinn.
storytelling, point. Like,
they're
like,
not.
I get
Yeah,
that,
it's
like,
not.
just
It's
being
not a
avatars,
plot point. It's
cool.
not like, hey,
Yeah.
you're Freddy Krueger because Freddy Krueger was a child molester and got burned. Like, there's no. His story has no relevance on that story. It's just an avatar. Just
Right. Yeah,
Sure.
because I mean, I don't mind a simplistic story. One of my favorite movies of a couple years ago was Mad Max Fury Road. There's a couple of you haters there, but
Yeah.
Whoa, that
Wow.
movie was freaking
Movie was
awesome.
that
amazing.
movie's great. But
You
it's
Adam?
really about
Yeah, that's just-
it's about a U-turn.
This
If you
is me
think
and
about
that.
it, it's about turning left and then
it's a
turning
U-turn.
around.
Whoa, whoa.
That's
It
all.
was,
that matters.
literally was that.
Spoiler
It was
alert.
all that
So
action.
that's what happens. They come back
But
to the
all that
beginning.
action, bro, is ridiculous.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like, it's a lot of visual stimulation, but it's just shot so
There's
well. that I could
literally
watch
a
it over and
guy
over
who
again.
just hangs off the back of a truck with a triple
so good.
guitar or
A
something.
flaming
So good.
guitar.
I love it.
Fucking badass.
This movie was made for me. I love it so much. But anyways, back to
During a
Ready
car
Player
chase,
One.
by the
I think
way.
you'll enjoy
Yeah.
it the first time around.
Alright.
Like I said,
I'm definitely gonna see it.
for me, I'm still conflicted. I'm still trying to figure out: am I too jaded, or am I just trying to read into too much? Like I said, maybe I might even watch it for a third time for research purposes.
Alright,
There you go.
I'll
And
probably
if I'm awake,
Felix
then
had
I'll
to
let you
watch
know.
Batman vs Superman 5
Sure did.
times.
Sure
Okay.
fucking
Okay, okay. It's the least I can do. It's the least I can do.
I didn't have gray hair before I started watching those
and we
fucking
see,
movies.
and we still have to figure out Last Jedi
That argument will
situation,
never
but that's for a
end.
different
Ah.
day.
It even. Yeah, we'll talk
Anyway.
about that. Anyways, so
We
I
didn't
have one
want
last
to get
question
on
to
that
those of
topic.
you
I
guys.
watched Justice League this week, and God, it makes BVS look like a masterpiece. So
It's not that great again, dude. I saw it the second time and I
Justice
didn't
League.
like it as much. And
See,
it was
I'm
really
afraid that's
disappointing.
going to happen to me too.
don't watch it
Talking
again.
about the rose-colored
Don't- yeah,
glasses,
don't-
you know?
Don't just,
My
just
heart's
save it.
breaking.
Save what you loved about it and just hold
Yeah.
on to that.
So should I even watch Last Jedi then?
You have to.
No,
Yeah,
you
no,
need to. Yes,
we
we need
gotta
to all
watch
watch
it.
that.
That's totally different. We
I
gotta
mean, I
watch it.
have to. It's
Yeah.
Star
Okay,
Wars.
okay.
You need to be.
Well,
you
Even
need to make your own
though,
opinion about it.
they've hurt me in the last, except for Rogue One. I know.
Ah,
You
All right,
know
so
what?
we're
You know
not
what
gonna
never
talk
hurts
about
our
it.
feelings?
Let's wrap
You know
this up
You know
real
what
quick.
never hurts our feelings?
Yeah.
Big robots.
Big robots.
I had a question.
hold on with the big robots.
To those
We're
of
gonna
you
get
guys
there.
that have seen the movie,
Last question.
so do you guys have a favorite cameo? That's not a spoiler that you can tell me.
Nope.
Isn't
I
it- I
can't
mean,
because it's a
The whole-
spoiler.
they just literally said everything is a cameo.
Well, I know,
Yeah,
but
mine's a
like-
spoiler too.
Okay,
I think we all have the same one actually.
because I've seen a
All three of
lot
us
in
have the
there.
same-
But
same
I've
cameo.
heard multiple times about like one particular one that people were really surprised that they got a license to this character. So
Oh no. Okay.
Does it
Give me
start
a
with?
hint-
Does it
give
start
me
with a
a
G?
hint
I didn't hear what it was. I didn't hear any sort of hint about it. I just heard that I'm
Oh, you
really
were
surprised
surprised.
that this happened.
Well, there was a
that's-
couple of them.
Okay.
To be honest.
But there's one big one.
Yeah,
And
see,
that-
it's
that's
like
it for
that.
me.
That's what people keep doing. Like, it's
Okay.
like this one.
Okay,
Yeah, so-
that's it.
Okay.
That's all I can say. I will never cross this line.
All
So
right, fine.
Sure.
the only question I didn't know: movie theaters, rental, or wait for HBO.
Theaters.
Someone else's HBO
My
account.
first go through
I have my-
theaters. First go through definitely theaters because it's a lot to take in visually. So you need the big screen to like.
Okay.
You gotta sit in the far back so you can see everything.
Okay.
I think that's where Spielberg's comments might have been taken out of context with him saying, like, oh, Netflix is ruining, movies with, they're just being released to your TV. Where like, if you make a certain movie, like there's certain movies that you got to see on the big screen because of the special effects, and it's a larger than life story, and so it should be watched in theaters. But doesn't mean that films can't be released in other mediums as well. But this was one of those I think you have to watch in theaters if you want to see it.
Okay, I'll take your guys' word for it.
Cool.
Somehow get myself into
Movie
it.
night.
Yeah,
There you
I'll
go.
take you. I'll watch it for a third
Ooh.
time. I'll fall asleep.
I'll
and
go
then,
watch
you can
Pacific
enjoy it.
Rim too,
Yeah.
because apparently that movie's awesome. Which is what we're getting into right now.
Let's go see it. I need to see both of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. So on to the giant robots versus kaiju. You guys saw that one.
Me,
No.
Eddie, and
So
Gagne.
Gagne, Eddie,
the other
and,
Chris.
okay,
Yes,
cool.
the other Chris.
Who
Sam,
wants to start?
we're the common denominator here, man. Good job. Proud of you.
Definitely
The
common
movie
denominator.
goers. Well, I know this movie has like under a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Well, wait, give
so
me
it's
your
certified
rating.
fresh
Does
for
it
me.
really?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I think it's a 48
Oh,
the
man,
last time.
That's
Something
disappointing.
like that.
Hang on, Eddie. What's your rating out of 10?
I'm gonna give it like a 7.5. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I really wanted from the first movie was more robots and more kaiju, or more of their fights, and I felt like this did exactly that. There was just way more fights. There's way
Like
more
they've already
destruction.
set up the world, right?
Yeah,
so
they
we
don't
can just
need-
jump right into the
Yeah,
fighting.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the way that they brought the whole war thing back was actually kind of
Clever.
clever, and
Yeah.
I thought it worked.
Because in the first one they sealed the rift, right?
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that was the
And
only
so
way in.
the way that they do it, I think, is different. And
Wait, should we give out spoilers?
No,
Or-
I
okay.
mean,
okay.
we don't need to spoil every movie that. But yeah, I really liked it. I thought the humor. I thought the main character. What is his name?
John
John
Boyega.
Boyega.
John Boyega. He's on point.
Finn? Yeah.
Finn.
Finn.
yes.
So was he Finn in this movie, or was he like actually? Did he branch out?
Oh, he felt completely different to me.
Totally different guy. Totally different guy.
And I mean, I've only seen the first of the new Star Wars movies,
Right.
so he was just like a guy who was scared and running in that one.
This one, he's
and
the
the
ace.
second one too.
This one, he's the ace cocky guy.
He's hilarious.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I think they took everything that the first one didn't do and just tried it in this one. They had the more robots fighting. They had more kaiju. They had fights happening in the daytime, so you could see the thing a little bit. See the fights clearer. I think some of the night scenes in the original one, while amazing because it's
Right.
fucking Guillermo del Toro, but there were some parts that were, that's kind of dark.
Yeah, you
like,
can disguise the action a little bit.
right. And just, it was more character driven, that first one. This one was just like, hey, we are going to show you all kinds of cool crap that
Yes.
we didn't get to do this first time around. I was impressed.
And also, Michael Bay, this is how you do robot fights.
Right?
There's not a bunch of whirling things,
Everything
where
on
it's
the
a mess.
yeah.
You're like, I can't. That's the only thing I hate. Like, I mean, there's lots to hate from the Transformers, but in the first one, I enjoyed it because I was like, I wasn't expecting that movie. But like when they transform, you're like, I don't like
Fully
they're
understand what's going on.
That's the whole thing that we're here for. We want to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, we're getting close-ups of gears.
Yeah, gears and like no.
Every
Fucking
piece
go
moved
back.
on them.
Let me see that. Yeah.
Yes.
And then when they're fighting, it's just as bad. It's like
Yeah.
there's this gear rubbing up against this other gear, I think, and there's sparks. And what is going on?
This one was straight up rock and sock'em robot style.
Yeah.
You know, with the kaijus coming in, like all the monsters were good detailed and good plot, good storyline. I definitely give it a 7.5. I had a really good time enjoying all the fighting, and the plot itself for any anime fan really reminds you of Evangelion.
Well, I mean, partially, yeah.
Yeah, not the whole thing, just partial.
It's not as dark. It's not as
No,
fucked
no.
up.
Not way less fucked up.
But yeah, I think if you like kaiju robots, this is the movie for you.
Who graded it?
I gave it a 7.5. Sam 7.5.
7.5. And Gagne,
Probably
what's your grade?
probably the same. Probably a 7.5.
7.5.
Sounds like you're about to say a
7.5
6
's right.
there. You almost.
No, I was going to say
Yeah, he was-
7, but I think it's a little better
okay,
than that. So
Gotcha.
I mean, yeah, I didn't have any gripes about it. Maybe the little girl character a little bit, but she was all right. Every time she stopped talking, there were big robots fighting, so I was like, sweet.
I liked her better when she first got there, in opposed to like what she was. Like it felt like she was gonna have a bigger role in the beginning,
Right.
and then like towards the end, it was more John Boyega.
So is there any of the original cast at all?
A
or is
lot
it
of
all-
them.
Charlie Day, right?
Charlie
And then
Day, the other
scientist.
guy.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know who he is.
That one guy.
And surprisingly,
Maiko.
the story.
The Asian
Yeah.
girl from the first one, she's in it.
Oh, she's back.
Oh yeah,
So it's still about 3.
Okay.
3 from original cast.
So the
And
comic
somewhere in
relief.
there, the story has a little bit of heart too. I was surprised by it. It was good. It was a good touch. Just remember, collect all the gluten in the world, okay?
Save us from it.
So it can't not hurt us anymore. That's fantastic. All right,
Fucking
so
hipsters.
those are going to be some awesome movies that we need to catch up on, right, Felix?
Sure do.
Let's jump into some games.
The hurtful list.
100 games.
No. We should rename this the Hurtful 100.
The Hurtful 100. That's kind of what this list is. So
They got something.
So IGN put out a list of their 100 greatest video games of all time, and like any good list, we're going to debate it because they're wrong and we're right.
Darn millennials. Darn millennials.
This is
in their
our
list.
playground.
Get
Time
off
to
of my
take that
grass.
IGN.
That's right.
Oh, I'm more than willing. to have
Sam's
some
more than
IGN.
willing to
It's all
talk some
part
shit
of the plan.
on
That's why
IGN.
we started this, right? We're gonna overthrow IGN.
I think also
That's right.
our buddy Eddie hates IGN also.
I don't
Like
hate
I do.
IGN. I just
Pause.
don't like some of the things.
That was the longest
really
pause
don't
I've ever.
No, I listen to their podcasts. I appreciate their opinions. Just sometimes I feel like they're trying to
Cater to a certain crowd.
Yeah, they try to make it seem like if you're a creator of a video game, your stuff is gold all the time.
Oh, you mean
It's
like
just
a
like,
participation
especially
trophy?
particularly
Brownie
indie
points?
games and
Yeah, they're
how
a
they feel
huge,
about
like
those.
just company in general. So yeah, they really just blow up on these indie games like The Witness. Was it Firewatch? I think.
Yeah.
Gone Home we were talking about earlier. These are all games that they fluff up so hard, and some of them are great, but whatever. This is another group's opinion, and
Yeah.
we're about to give ours.
Yep.
So the main reason why I brought this list up to the group was because I first saw the caption on it, and it was a picture of Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and it was a list of top 100 games. So I was like, obviously, I'm going to check it out. Guess what was number 99? Final Fantasy VII. Unbelievable to me. Like,
You know what makes it worse? though? It's one step above Pokemon Go.
Pokemon
Go.
Go.
Bullshit.
Which okay,
Oh, I
It's
love
hardly a
Pokemon
game.
Go.
that's fine. You can love Pokemon Go and you can love Facebook because they're essentially similar things and that they're both phone apps. And Pokemon Go is barely a video game. So why is it on this list? Why is Final Fantasy VII,
One step
arguably one of the best Final Fantasy games, only one above it?
Arguably one of the best games, period.
Yeah.
Best RPGs, period. You know, in my list, it would be probably top 3, if not, number 1.
It's like the game that came with the PlayStation. It's by law.
It basically made the PlayStation.
It made the PlayStation.
It's absolutely
saying
in my
earlier.
top 3
Nintendo's-
favorite games of all time.
Absolutely.
All time.
Biggest mistake was
getting
getting
rid of
rid
it.
of Square.
It was because of the storage space. Originally, this, 7 was supposed to be on the Super Nintendo. Because it was so massive, they had to put it on 3 discs
the,
on
the
PlayStation.
Nintendo.
The cartridge wasn't big
Yeah,
enough.
they were going to have
yeah.
a CD drive